Hi, I'm Cash, and welcome to Cash Talks Football. Today we're going to be breaking down Arsenal against PSV Eindhoven in the Champions League. This is where I use my over 20 plus years coaching experience to break down stuff in games that you might not see. And maybe you want to put some of those points into practice when you're either coaching or playing, or maybe you just want to show how smart you are down the pub with something I've pointed out. So right now we're going to have a look at the Arsenal and PSV. Now you can see the way that they're set up, right? Do you see how Arsenal have got their two players, and again they've got their guys out wide here, right? You can see that quite clearly. So PSV, they're almost content to have these three, let the ball go out wide here and then deal with it out in these areas. Can you see that? If you look at their middle, they're trying to chunk out the middle. All their players are in this range here. Right, so they don't want you playing through them. They're happy for it to go wide, hence they're leaving him out there. Instead of having him tuck back a little bit, they're trying to put a higher line. As you can see, there's four players up here trying to put a higher line, make it harder for Arsenal. Problem is, this is what happens, right? When you're playing against quality players, Bosch goes straight through. So all these four players are now negated because also they weren't really putting pressure on that guy there. Let's just watch that. See, look, there's no one putting pressure on the centre-back. So these four players here are negated. So you're trying to have these four staying up high. Doesn't make any difference because they didn't do their job. Look at them. They're all jogging, bump, simple little passing through. And then this is what happens. Nice turn. Half the team is now taken out from a single pass. Now they're in trouble. And off we go again. You'll see that block that I'm talking about more and more in a minute. Bosch goes out wide. There's very little effort to do anything. If you notice, they're not really pressuring the ball intensely, trying to win it back because they don't really see any danger. Happens a lot in football games. If you watch it, you'll see where people, they start panicking. We've got to get the ball. Because they know there's danger happening. They're not sensing any danger right now, so they're not really bothered. So let's move this forward, see what's going on here. Bump. As we can, you can see this gap here. This guy's coming in to cover it. Fantastic. It's overall not bad. But look, these guys are screaming for the ball. Screaming for the ball. Why? Because you saw those two midfielders that I said that were blocking the middle of the field. Well, there isn't two now. There's only one, and this guy's gone over there. This guy's recognised that. I'm actually quite impressed that someone in the Premier League can actually see what's happening. All he wants to do is pick the ball up in this space and smash it into the goal. Let's see what he does. Bosch goes across, bang. The other guy gets it instead. Bump, and he has a shot. Fantastic. Good job. It all comes down from identifying that space has appeared there and how to move the ball forward. Great job, boys. Great job. I'm quite impressed. Then we get the ricochet from the goalkeeper. First to the ball. It's the wingman Saka, knocks it in for his first, I think it's his first Champions League goal. Well done, mate, well done. All from that opening of the space. And you saw from that midfielder getting pulled over here and somebody not coming back, and it opened up that gap for them to shoot in. That's how simple that was. Let's get on to the next goal. So just a minute ago, I was talking about people panicking. Watch this wingman here. He's panicking. He's completely out of shape. Well, he's not, but he's going to be, right? He should just be holding his ground, trusting his midfielders. So what happens is when you're rushing and you're pressuring the ball, someone else goes, I don't need to run hard, my mate's got it. This is the guy that needs to be running hard here, and this guy here, and this guy here. And they don't, because what this guy here does, right? So this is what ends up happening. Let's move this forward. Do you see him going to pressure for the ball? Do you see this guy start stopping? So as I was saying, watch this guy stop. Watch this guy right here stop, okay? As he pressures, seems size. It's not good enough. Let me go back. Let me get this right. Let's get this right for you. Let's play this forward. Boom. See him going, stop. He doesn't really do anything. He's just kind of waiting, reacting for his teammate. His teammate overcommits and gets done. Gets absolutely done here. So if the centre-back hasn't stepped forward, the centre midfielder would have dealt with that danger. Now, would he stop it? No. That's not what I'm saying. What he will do, though, is track the runner himself. He'll come back instead of doing his little side skip to the right, looking. He'd be on full run like these other two. See these other two? Full stride. You can just look at their legs. You can see they're in full stride, both of them trying to get back. He's not. He hasn't even really started running yet. And if he had, what would have ended up happening is the centre-back still would have been in position and he would have jockeyed around with him and slowed him down, and it would have made it easier, right? That's not what's happened here. Bump. Off he's gone. Now this wee man's made everything easy. Played the ball behind this guy. Of course, this guy has to run over and cover. You're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. You have to come over and cover. He's doing the right thing, but immediately, as soon as he does, the ball's going to go in behind him. Yeah, obvious. And let's move it forward. Let's see what's going on next. Bump. This man here, even though he's made a mistake, see, this is where bad pundits come in. Well, he's recovered. Yeah, he's recovered because he was a muppet. If he hadn't dived in like that, he would have been able to run and match that guy pace for pace and probably challenge to win the ball. And these other midfielders would have been able to help him. but he didn't because he's bad at football. Boom, goes out wide. Now look at this. Everyone's shaping up to look at the ball, shaping up, and no one is actually really paying attention to the two Arsenal players. There's 4 players, 2 Arsenal players, and they're all focused on looking at the ball. Inside goes the inside run here. Great little run. This makes the goal, by the way. This little run. Goes with him. Still him and him and him. I've got no interest in marking this guy right here on the back stick. No interest at all. He hasn't even looked to see. Again, as I always say in most of my videos, if you want to be a good defender, look at the ball, look at the player. Look at the ball, look at the player. And if you're not looking at the ball and looking at the player, you're going to make mistakes. And that's exactly what he's just done here. Ball comes across, and it's a quality finish into the bottom of the net box. Quality finish. Yeah, well done. Good goal. But also, it's just not really understanding the point of the transition and how to stop that from the central defender stepping up too much and the other defender's not recovering. Sorry, midfielder's not recovering. I know what I'm talking about. Okay, let's have a look at this. I'm going to show you that team shape again from PSV. You can see it there. It's actually not bad, but the problem is they don't shift quick enough and they don't have enough pace to deal with a simple through ball in from behind. That's what's happening here. The through ball goes in behind. The runner's already off to the races, and away we go. Now, this is the issue. How fast do they get back, set in shape, and defend the ball? Right, what does that really mean? Right, we got all this shape here. This shape is actually decent if the ball is coming down the middle of the field. Like I said, they were stopping him coming down the middle of the field and going out wide. Well, Arsenal don't mind about going wide because they've got pace. But you can see how they're stopping them being able to play through the middle, right? With all those players right there. Now let's have a little look as we move that forward, because all those players now need to get that defensive shape set up as fast as they can here, right? Same thing. The reason why is, so I've never really talked about the scoring funnel. So you have what's called a scoring funnel. That's where it is, outside of the goal, and it runs off. Actually, it runs off from that line over to there, right there. Inside the scoring funnel. That's where you score 90% of all your goals from, because you're not scoring from over here, you're not scoring from over here, so you want to score in the scoring funnel. So that shape you just saw that they had, that's what they want to do. They want to line and set that up inside the box as fast as they can to block up that scoring funnel and make it hard for them to score. Right. But this is what ends up happening. Watch. As they start going in, they're all fixated on their players again. They're all looking at their players. Blah, 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 blah. Great job. He slows it down and he looks to wait for the attack. PSV don't have that many players back, but there's not that many Arsenal players in the attack. Right here, as we can see on the edge, it's 1v1 and you're not passing the ball there. You're not looking at trying to play that ball there because you're just going to put yourself in trouble, right? So the only way you're going to retain possession with him is if you pass it and this guy runs backwards out of the box, and you don't want to do that, right? You can't really get the ball to him at the moment because, well, he's marked by 2 players. So he's waiting to see his options. Does he take him 1v1? That's what I would do. But he doesn't. He holds the ball. All of a sudden, he sees the runners coming in on the back stick. No one from PSV has even bothered to notice these 2 runners coming in. They've set running, and you can see they've set up their little shape in the middle, which is exactly what, you know, they've been looking to do. They've been looking to do all game. Let's have their little block in front. Great, well done. But again, they're getting exposed out wide. And also, when Jesus gets this ball, what's the difference? This is a striker. Bump, touch the ball, smacks it in the goal. If he hasn't hit, you know, if it doesn't go in, don't care. But that's what you want from a striker. Receives the ball and smashes it at the goal. There's very few strikers left in the world because they all convert these wide men into strikers instead of legitimate goal scorers. He's still a legitimate goal scorer. Well done. Good goal. But again, he's completely unmarked on the back post. Look at this guy. He's, hands are there. Yeah, it's your job, mate. You were running back and you could have seen there was 2 men unmarked on the back post. Great pass from this wee man here after his goal. Well done. Let's get on to the last goal. Okay, just like for the first goal, you can see the space already if you're paying any attention. Look at how much space there is right there. Huge. No one is in here, right? So same as the first goal where someone's got pulled away and that gap's opened up. You can see how much clearer the gap is now. Obviously, Arsenal have been told to identify this. Their centre midfielders have. Because look at him. He's seen it and he's screaming for it. Like, give me the ball. Give me the ball. I can just run through here. Easy. Takes a little bit of time. What ends up happening, though, he's still screaming for the ball. Give me the ball. I want the ball. You can see that gap. Even though he's screaming, no one's coming to do anything about it. None of these players are coming across. Look, for some reason, he's running back here. You've got 2v2 here. You can see the gap. You need to be coming running into here. If he comes in and covers that space there, that changes the whole different area. If he comes in and does that, completely different. Let's have a little look as it goes forward. Dosh. No, he starts coming across. He's still screaming for it. Still screaming for it. Now it's gone on. He's noticed, wait. He's screaming for the ball, and now his space, they've finally come over and shut down that space. Do you see it? See that space has now been shut down? And in doing so, one too many players has gone over and opened up his space. Okay, can we see that? And that's what's ended up happening here. And they're moving the ball around to get that, and they're screaming and yelling. He's still screaming for it. Bump. Bad pass. Terrible pass. I cannot stand it when people do this. They pass the ball behind the player and not in front of his foot so he can smash it into the net box. Thankfully for him, though, he's a bit talented and he does that. Quality. All from those two gaps. You can see how it was opened up and then it reopened up again. As they went to shut down the first one, they opened up the second one. All right, I'll see you next time, guys, on Cash Says How People Do Bad Defending. Take care.